What's up, fam? How you doing? You seen the headlines, but I want you to really feel what's happening right now. CVS is closing hundreds of stores across America after already shutting down around 900 locations between 2022 and 2024, and they had planned to close about 270 more stores in 2025. And Lord knows what's going on now in 2026 and how much more stores they plan to close. Walgreens is shrinking its footprint and cutting locations also. CVS had laid off thousands of people in the last 2 years, with another nearly 3,000 corporate roles cut in a single cost saving push. On top of that, there was about 5,000 jobs cut the year before. Rite Aid, they filed for bankruptcy, tried to restructure, and ended up closing every remaining store after its second bankruptcy in less than 2 years. At its peak, Rite Aid had almost 5,000 stores, and now all of them are gone. The doors locked, the lights shut off, the brand wiped out off the map. And it's not just pharmacy, Bed Bath & Beyond disappeared too. Toys R Us faded out too. You have malls with more dark gates than open signs. Every store closure article is thousands of people packing their things into cardboard boxes, managers who have to tell their teams there's no next schedule, families trying to figure out what happens to rent, groceries, tuition, insurance, car notes. Imagine it all. We talk about business models like a spreadsheet, but when models fail, it's not just a P&L that dies. The profit and loss in a spreadsheet. It's a livelihood. Everybody keeps repeating the same line. Retail is dying. Retail is not dying. Legacy is dying. Look, I didn't learn all this, right? All this tech stuff from just textbooks. I also learned it from being in the middle of the chaos, watching founders, operators, and teams get crushed because their businesses were built like those legacy giants. Here's the pattern nobody wants to admit. These companies weren't stupid. They had CFOs, analysts, consulting, marketing teams, armies of smart people. But they ran on a legacy operating system. You buy inventory in advance, slap static price on it, blast one size fit all discount, sit in a boardroom, stare at quarterly reports, argue over what happened 3 months ago, make a decision, then wait another quarter to see if it worked. That rhythm used to work when the world moved slower. In the 90s, in the early 2000s, you could afford to wait. Today, that delay is unaliving yourself. Because while those legacy brands are reacting on a 3-month delay, the new killers were moving in on real time. Look at Walmart. Walmart is not a cute DTC startup, direct to consumer startup. It's a brick and mortar. It's massive. It sells to middle America just like the pharmacies and department stores that are closing. But under the hood, Walmart doesn't think like Macy's, Rite Aid, or Bed Bath & Beyond. It runs on an AI native nervous system. Walmart uses machine learning to forecast demand by store, by product, by time, pulling in years of sales data, calendar events, and even weather. When a hurricane is coming, their system is already rerouting their trucks, pushing flashlights, water, battery, and storm supplies into the right zip codes before the wind even hits. When the temperature spikes, it knows soft drinks and seasonal product demand is going up and inventory moves accordingly. They're not guessing in the meeting, they're adapting in the moment. The AI doesn't wait for end of season to clear dead stock. It identifies slow moving items and recommends markdowns at the precise level that's needed to move inventory without destroying margins, constantly updating forecasts as prices change. That's not big company magic. That's an AI infrastructure at work. And it's not just on shelves. You're seeing the same logic creep into pricing. Look at Wendy's, right? They're catching backlash for even talking publicly about testing dynamic pricing powered by AI. changing the price menus based on demand, time of day, and traffic pattern. They had to walk it back in the media because people imagine a surge pricing burger, but the story underneath is the same. AI watching demand, adjusting in real time, turning a menu into a living organism. Look, imagine this, right? In simple terms. On a Friday night when everyone's out, traffic is heavy, and demand is spiking, that chicken sandwich at Wendy's might be priced higher at like $6.99, for example. On a slow Tuesday afternoon when the store is quiet and demand is low, prices drop to $3.99 to pull people in. That's the world we living in right now. The price of a sandwich, the number of staff on ship, the amount of stock in the back room, all of it can be moved, flexed, and adapted to without waiting for a quarterly review. Meanwhile, the legacy model is still sitting in the conference room looking at last quarter's charts, arguing over what went wrong, then pulling one big bet on the next quarter and hoping for the best. When I looked at that, I was like, wow, here's what hit me though. Legacy doesn't lose because it's brick and mortar. Legacy lose because it's slow. I remember staring at my own dashboards one night and realizing I was doing the same thing on a smaller scale. I was chasing leads manually. I was sending broadcasts instead of personalized follow-ups or based on segmentation. I was looking at monthly or quarterly numbers, then changing things based on old data. I didn't have a system, I had a reaction cycle. And if billion-dollar companies were getting killed by that way of operating, what chance did I have repeating their pattern? That was the moment I drew the line. I decided I'm not going to run legacy with better tools. I'm going to build a different operating system entirely, one that thinks and moves in real time. I started wiring everything together: lead gen, emails, DMs, sales calls, customer journey, the whole process. I asked a new question. How do I turn every click, every conversation, every purchase into intelligence that tells the system what to do next automatically? That's where AI money maps come from. Not a cool idea, but more than just a survival mechanism. A way to run a business so it behaves more like Walmart's AI forecasting than a dying department store's quarterly meeting. Today, when someone enters my world, the system doesn't wait 30 to 90 days to react. It listens, learns, and responds. If they click here, send this. If they watch this, offer that. If they don't respond, follow up in a smarter way. If a piece of content overperforms, the system boosts and repurposes it. It's not me guessing at what the market wants. It's the map telling me where the money actually is in real time. Now, here's the uncomfortable truth. If CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid, Toys R Us, Bed Bath & Beyond, and all those giants can't survive running on a legacy model with all their staff and budgets and resources, what chance does a mid-sized business or even a small business have if it keeps operating the same way they did? And this isn't just about profit. When the business refuses to adapt, it's not only the founder who pays the price, it's the team, it's the people who believe in their company, showed up and gave their time and energy, their kids, their mortgages, their plans. As founders, as operators, we carry a sacred responsibility not to let people fall behind. If we stay legacy, we are choosing fragility for everyone who depends on us. If we adapt, if we build AI native businesses that can sense and respond like Walmart systems do, we're choosing resilience, not just for ourselves, but for our teams and their family. That's why this matters. It's not tech for tech's sake. It's about whether your business can keep paying people, keep growing, and keep existing in a world that's changing every day. So here's what we're going to do together. In this season, I'm going to show you how to install your first AI money map inside your business. Not theory, not someday when you have a data team. Practical way to see what's really happening in your pipeline in real time. Automatically respond to leads, to customers with the right next step. Adapt your offers, your follow up, and your operations based on live behavior, not stale reports. You don't need to be Walmart. You just need to stop thinking like a legacy chain and start thinking like an AI native operator. The economy going forward doesn't reward size, it rewards speed and intelligence. We all heard the old saying, success loves speed. Look, legacy is slow. AI money maps are fast, smart, and relentless. I'm going to break it down into 3 simple secrets. Secret number 1 is about AI itself. You're going to see why AI isn't here to replace you. It's here to replace the slow legacy way your business makes decisions. Once you understand what AI money maps actually are and how they really work, the whole thing stops feeling vague and it starts feeling doable. Secret number 2, and that's the internal shift that we need to make. This is where we kill the belief that I'm not technical enough, or my business is too messy for this, or my business it doesn't, fit that. I'm going to show you how to see what's really happening in your pipeline in real time and how to trust the system instead of trying to muscle everything yourself. And secret number 3 is the external. This is the practical, the in the trenches piece. How to automatically respond to leads and customers with the right next step. How to adapt your offers, your follow-up, and your operations based on live behavior, not stale reports. This is where it starts being a concept and it becomes something that actually runs inside your business. Adapt or die, I used to say. And adapt or die sounds harsh, but here's the other side of that truth. When you adapt, you don't just survive, you become the one who's still standing when everyone else is locking their doors. So DM me Money Map, and let's not get drowned by legacy models.